Let me begin by thanking Mayor Villaraigosa for helping to organize today's rally against H.R. 1. This rally, as you know, is being organized against H.R. 1, which is an attack on America's workers and America's families. While far too many Americans are losing their jobs, losing their homes, and some barely able to feed their children, Republicans have failed to introduce one job bill or even a job plan in the 12 weeks they have been in the leadership. Instead of working on behalf of American people, the Republican leadership is using our nation's economic crises to appease their far right of the party and to dismantle the safety programs which support our middle class, our seniors, our veterans, our children, and the most vulnerable among us. Their response to our economic crisis is H.R. 1, which destroys jobs, stalls our economic growth, threatens American innovation, and diminishes investments in rebuilding America. And don't take my word for it. Federal Reserve Chairman Ben Bernanke has said that H.R. 1 would likely cost our country, and I quote, a couple of hundreds of thousands of jobs. Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analytics, has said that the passage of H.R. 1 means we will lose 400,000 jobs by the end of 2011 and 700,000 jobs by the end of 2012. And from around the country, 320 economists have said that the cuts in H.R. 1 threaten our economy's long-term economic competitiveness and the strength of our economic recovery. And let me tell you something. You may not have read about it, but it was in the news in Washington, D.C. When Speaker Boehner was confronted with the negative consequences of H.R. 1 and the pain it could cause the American people, do you know what his response was? So be it. This total disregard for the impact of H.R. 1 on American families was further demonstrated when the Speaker referred to H.R. 1 as a loaf of bread and said, quote, "They won't eat the whole loaf one at a time. We will make them eat it one slice at a time." For California, one slice means the loss of nearly 75,000 jobs and nearly 28,000 community health center jobs. It means the loss to California students of $675 in college tuition and the loss of access to Head Start for 24,000 children. A Republican slice means the loss of more than $460 million in job training investments. And a Republican slice means the loss of $13 million in Homeland Security investments, which will hurt our local law enforcement's ability to keep Californians safe. With California the largest economy in the world, our nation's survival is intricately connected to California and our great city of the Angels. We cannot afford the dramatic and redax cuts in H.R. 1 that would undermine California's jobs and public safety as our economy is recovering from the deepest recession in a generation. While there is no disagreement that we need to cut spending and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse, Democrats believe it must be done in a responsible way so we can invest in the future, out-building, out-educating, and out-innovating our competitors in the world economy. It is time for Republicans to stop playing political games with the lives of American families and join Democrats and the American people by saying no to H.R. 1 and start creating jobs, strengthening our middle class, and building a better and stronger America. One question. So what do we say to H.R. 1? We say no. Where are the jobs? What do we say to H.R. 1?